Divas against JDG, and he is going to lock it in. He had the biggest carry pants on last time we saw him on this Xerath, and I'm excited to see him back on this pick again.
We get a Xerath in the mid lane here from Icon. I will say, immobile mid laners versus Lee Sin often don't have a great time. I feel like a lot of pressure is on SofM to be able to impact this mid lane matchup because Syndra just gets outranged by Xerath. You are just out of the lane, no TP available. And Suning, they could maybe just force a Drake off the back of this one. Icon is going to stick around in the mid lane, though. They're fighting for this crown here. As Tarzan goes in, onto on here, he's just going to be stunned up. Huanfeng roots him in, but it's going to be the Xerath. The right of the Arcane flying across the map. You don't need HP when you're Xerath because you can play from the base.
It's a little bit silly, but it is going to be the mantra of this game. Poke, don't choke. And it is Icon who's able to get the poke off from the back line. Doesn't actually leave it to the hands of Suning. And now Dragon goes the way of LNG alongside 2 quick kills.
Beautifully done here by LNG, calling Suning's bluff. They thought that they had forced Icon out of the play. They could not have been more wrong. And now 1,000 gold lead in favor of LNG. They get themselves the first Drake. And importantly, that first Drake is a Cloud. Now
down though. And he'll have to, because Suning, they're not wavered here.
Suning going to commit. Now, we've seen this before, and LNG have denied it before. On this Braum tanking up, but he's low on HP. Flash forward from Tarzan. Oh no, Lwandy doesn't even go down. Suning, everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. Here we go. Bin trying to capitalize, trying to punish, trying to make something happen. SofM actually stole away the Herald here. No way does this happen again, Dagda. Suning gets the first Herald, and yet again, they cannot actually pick it up.
Bin is trying so hard to get in there, but it would cost him his life, so he's just going to back away. LNG denied the Herald, and they managed to win the fight as well. So, spoke earlier on, he played against TT, and he was, as funny as this sounds, the only reason LNG won that game. Like, TT had LNG on the ropes, and Icon playing right the way from the back line clawed that game back. He is a seriously talented Xerath. And I'm actually worried here for Suning that they just don't really have...
Single time right at the Arcane comes out. Keep your eyes on Huanfeng and how that footwork works out. Drake going to be up, though. This would be soul point for LNG, but Suning's certainly not going to let that go for free. TP here from Bin. On might have gone too far forward, though. He's going to be okay. Backs away for now. There's a route through, and we reset that.
Look where LNG are situated, though, right? They've got their poke carries always with an exit route. They're trying to make sure they stop the flanks from Bin and SofM, and they're just going to be able to start chucking away. Huanfeng needs to try and reposition over to the far side of this fight.
Just going to start this Drake off and see if LNG just won't contest. Of course they will, as the solar flare comes through. SofM forced away from it. 2,500 on this. Chain of Corruption goes wide. It's going to be the smite. Tarzan gets it. And the Glacial Fissure goes completely wide on this one as well. Bin now into the fray onto Lwandy. Perfect execution available as the 4th shot comes through and hits onto Icon. LNG will back away. They survive. You know what? A death for a Dragon Soul, or for a Soul Point at least. It looks like they're not going to move that way just yet. Bin, if he steps out of the brush, will be spotted. There we go. He's on the ward now. So LNG know where Bin is. The flank, not as secret as they would like. Dragon down to half as Suning just going to commit to this play. Tarzan trying to move in. Scatter the weak onto Tarzan here. He's rooted as well, but he's in range. Bin behind the play. Uses a stopwatch. Onto the Drake we go. SofM takes it. Ally on the front line. On trying to block the damage. And Suning, they've just got to try and escape, but Tarzan won't let them. In he goes. 4 strong here for Suning as Bin's onto the back line once more. Light could be in trouble here. Tarzan blocks the ulti. 1 HP remaining, and he walks away here. 4 shots coming on through. SofM gets one. Lwandy goes down. On flashes the right of the Arcane. Dodges from the Eye of Destruction. And the only destruction here is LNG's health bars.
But there's no jungler left for LNG. The Dragon went to Suning, and by some miracle, Suning managed to come out with a kill onto Tarzan and Lwandy as well. LNG, they couldn't get the abilities to land. They couldn't hit the key members.
Just yet. Baron is onto the map here, and it feels like LNG toying with the idea of trying to force a fight using that objective.
I don't think LNG needs to force this, but SofM...
Kick into the wall, though. SofM can't find the opportunity he was looking for there. Curtain call through. Lwandy, 1 HP here. The shot goes wide, but then the 4th one hits. Tarzan protecting himself as the rest of the team comes in once more. The stun is there. The shroud keeping Bin safe. Tarzan will go down to SofM once more. Ale falls to Bin, and Suning are taking over the map. Baron available and no jungler for LNG.
There's 3 dead on LNG's side. You've got the 2 poke carries available. Maybe Icon can make a play happen with the right of the Arcane, but Suning are playing these fights so well. Now LNG move in, but they need to be careful.
Light and Icon, both massive poke characters to work with here. Can they get the kills in the pit? SofM happy to just tank up the Baron, dodging away from the right of the Arcanes. Not enough damage just yet on. Trying to block this one as Icon trying to move in. They are blind right now. The Q comes in. That was a little too close for comfort, Dagda. But Suning get themselves the Baron. Block a lot of the damage. Right, the Arcane comes through just to try and get some poke. But the tower goes down, and that's what was important there. Bin, in the meantime, pushing at the bottom side with those Baron minions. I don't think he'll finish this tower off, but at least getting some good pressure out. And you can see pings from Suning up towards the top side of the map because they still haven't even taken the tier 1 just yet. But the key thing, massive pressure here, means SofM can just move over and solo this Drake.
And that's one of the big benefits of having the Baron. You can keep these waves shoved in, deny LNG the opportunity to take that. And because it's LNG without vision, they don't know when that's being taken. Now, though, they will realize this is where Icon's poke can hit multiple members, and maybe LNG can make something happen.
Suning, you already got the Drake. You have Baron right now. You don't need to fight this one. That buff to help from Siege, because there's a lot of wave clear for the side of LNG.
Defense is the name of the game for LNG right now, though, which they may not get.
We're just going to see SofM 2v1ing. Casually just goes in and obliterates Icon. Icon at this point, I mean, I said he's the guy that's got to carry. What do? When Lee Sin just completely destroys you with your jungler next to you? You should be safe there, surely. You'd believe it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't quite time the Crescent Guard to actually knock away the engage from the Lee Sin, and he's able to follow up, and now Icon's dead. Suning swarm towards this top side of the map. They want to use this time as best they can before that wave clear tool comes back up and available.
Oh, they're getting onto Lwandy. A stun comes through as well. SofM is there. The Scatter the Weak on cooldown for now. Lwandy will walk away. That Eclipse getting mad value right there to keep him alive and shield him from a lot of the damage. But tier 2 taken in the top side, and that's all they needed because you got Bin pushing the bottom side as well to take every single tier 2 tower on the map. You can see 6 towers taken now. For Suning, they have complete control. He's got 3 items. He does a lot of damage in these fights now. He's TP'd up towards the top side to make sure that there is cryo in every lane. Suning, only 3 people in the jungle here. LNG might have just found themselves the opportunity. SofM into his GA. No way does this happen again, Dagda. Suning caught out here, but they trade 1 for 1 for now. On trying to back away is Angel on the flank. Scatter the Weak goes wide though, and Ally gets his opportunity onto Angel himself. Bin has to save his mid laner, but it's a double for Huanfeng. Ally goes down as well. Suning, how have they possibly won this fight? On desperately trying to escape, saving Huanfeng's life for now. Tarzan will fall to the 4th shot. That's 3 for Huanfeng. Make it 4. It's perfect for the Jhin player, and Suning enter the base.
How do they manage it? How do they go into a fight, run a man down, they lose SofM, and somehow Suning managed to come out with a victory in that fight? Now, they have the minion line. They'll be able to take this inhibitor in the top side, but we are not out of the woods just yet. LNG will respawn to a base that's in ruin and on fire.
And just think back to Worlds 2020, Dagda, when
you don't know if you're going to be able to burst that one down in time. Suning are all on this bottom side of the map, but looks like LNG, they're just going to let this one go. 3 for 3 in Dragons, but as you said, Munch, the sheer volume of gold Suning have amassed for themselves.
SofM seen the chickens. There's the 4th game in a round of playoffs happening right here, and SofM is willing to risk it on the chickens, and it doesn't even surprise me. Lwandy is getting 1v1 by Bin here, has to use the Zhonyas. Maybe an overcommit, but Suning, they're going to be fine. 4th shot, just going to be blocked by a teammate there as SofM now trying to help out Ale and Tarzan running disruption, but they're out alone here, and they don't have help from the team, right? The Arcane looking for SofM, but he walked back into it. SofM, you are fine, mate. Just keep going where you were going. Oh, it's a disaster for Suning. It does mean they probably can't do the Baron.
Yeah, jungler for jungler. LNG gonna buy a bit of time here. Ale moving back in, but Suning not dissuaded. They're going to start this up. Jungler be damned.
And remember, they have a Jhin. Fourth shot is as good of a smite at this point in the game. Icon trying to move in. He's not been spotted. Bin looks for an opportunity here. Chain of Corruption goes wide.
low.
The Baron's still going here, but it might just reset. Bin inside his shroud. He's looking for Icon. He's found a way in.
My God.
Jhin gets the Baron, and Bin gets a kill as well. LNG, everything has fallen apart. The 10,000 gold lead getting late into the fourth game of the series. LNG won the first two, and now Suning sieging into the base once more. Super's already pushing in the top side here. Has been pressuring in the bottom lane at the same time. Huanfeng moves in. Has to be careful not to overcommit here. But SofM is going to escort him to that inhibitor. Drake up in 2 minutes' time. That would be a win condition in of itself for Suning. They want to use this Baron to try and finish the game before that point. Top lane inhib may well be respawning soon. It's about a minute away. So Suning looking towards the bottom lane, at least for the time being, and just trying to keep the pressure on LNG, keep them in their base.
You see Icon, he's firing on all cylinders here, but unfortunately they're fairly small cylinders. Like, he's just not been able to get that damage down. There's just too much magic resist built up in the team. And when he was kind of the guy we were relying on for LNG's late game, it speaks volumes as they encroach in as Suning.
He's firing on all cylinders, but he's, of course, a 1.2 petrol engine, and, you know, he's got one of those big exhausts that makes it sound like it's a big car, but it just ain't at this point. Shots coming in from Huanfeng. Lwandy sacrificing himself once again. His Tarzan goes in. It's a trade, 1-for-1. LNG maybe can find a fight here. Ale low under the tower. Tarzan trying to chase. As Bin is diving the fountain right now. Are you kidding me, Bin? Almost finishes off a second kill as well. Huanfeng still going strong. Has a fourth shot, and it is primed for Tarzan. That's 3. Can he get the second quadra of his game here on the Jhin? If that ain't roleplay, I don't know what is. Huanfeng takes over, and Suning take a second game.
Now, we are going to move on right the way through to game number 5.